All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. So glad you are on this call and that we have so many freaking faces. Like there's 20 people, like biggest team call yet for us. Hey-o. All right. I'm going to share my screen. All of you. Maybe. 1 second. There we go. Okay.
Can we have Katie, I think, mute herself?
Mute yourself.
There we go. Perfect. Thank you, Katie.
Okay. So yeah, welcome everyone. Obviously, this isn't just like Sherry and I's team today. I told Nicole, like, obviously this is going to be an awesome team call and such a good topic, especially right now, like especially. So I was like, invite your team, please. Like, why not? So Sherry and I always start off with recognition. So I'll kick off Success Club points and then hand it over to Sherry. So freaking boss at the top of the board right now is Sherry Innes with, Success Club 27. Freaking amazing. Myself with Success Club 12. Teresa Guthrie, did I say that right? Okay, Success Club 2, yay! And my girl Jennifer Price with Success Club 2. All right, take it, Sherry.
Sorry, I hit Siri in there. What did you say?
Oh, I said take it, Sherry, for the new coaches.
Yes. With new coaches, myself at 8, Sarah Spickler with 5, Teresa has 1 new coach, and I think I put down 2, and Jennifer Price has 2 new coaches. Guys, phenomenal. There are still days left in the month. Mm-hmm. We are changing lives right now. We know that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. I will, here we go. I'll stop sharing and then hand it over to Nicole. Take it.
Sorry guys, I know if I don't close my office door, I'll get interrupted by children. But hello everybody, so good to see you all tonight. I'm Nicole Gorby, and I'm excited to chat with you guys about social media tonight. It definitely is something that I love to talk about. 2 years ago when I started working the business, I had 0 Instagram followers, literally 0, and I am a 5-star going for 7-star here soon with only 3,000 followers, 3,300. So I want you guys to get that like out of your head that that's even a thing, because you only need 2 people to get to Emerald. You only need 12 people to get to Diamond. And after that, it's a little bit harder, but get the thought of like your following holding you back, because it's not. It's the work that you're putting in every day that is going to propel your business forward. And you have to be super strategic about it. So one of the things that I love chatting with my girls about is just really digging deep with your avatar. Like, who the heck are you? And really like understanding who you're trying to connect with, because it really is just you. You're trying to find the people out there that are just like you, that can relate to you very quickly. So when I used to try to build my Instagram and try to find people to sign up, I would go and just like follow everybody and like everybody's things. And that's a giant waste of time. So, if you're going and liking everybody's things, you can be a lot more strategic with it. So something that I like to do is go to blogger pages. I love fashion, I love beauty, so those are things that I'm drawn to, and I have a couple top bloggers that I like genuinely enjoy going to their page, right? I don't just choose them because they have a huge following. Like, I genuinely want to go to Amanda's page to see what she's up to today, to see what she's sharing today. I love her style. I think her family's adorable. I think she's the sweetest. I feel like if her and I went and hung out today, we'd have a blast. Like, we connect, or I think so, right? in my perspective, we're best friends. She has no idea who I am. So hopefully you guys know somebody like that who's not a coach. Okay, that's important. Like, you're not trying to follow other coaches and steal their clients. Like, they've put in hard work to find those people. So you should be connecting with people who you have some sort of vibe with. If you're a teacher, you know, there's a lot of these like blogger teachers out there who are sharing amazing information to other teachers to help them. If you're a new mom, I know Sarah's a new mom, connecting with other new moms or mom bloggers who are sharing like the latest and greatest technology and gadgets for babies. Like, hopefully you have somebody that you connect with and genuinely enjoy going to their page to see what they're going to show today. And maybe even use that content to share on your page, because heck, most of the people that are following you, chances are they're not following that person. So why not kind of turn it into your own if it's something that you find valuable, and share it on your own page. Make your own spin on it. Not stealing content, but, you know, taking an idea and kind of running with it. You know, let's say you have, I don't know, someone throw something out there, but a company that you really, really love and you're constantly going to check out their page. A celebrity, maybe even. Celebrities are kind of tricky. I don't really recommend that because there's a lot of weirdos that follow celebrities. So you can kind of get stuck in a rabbit hole. But like real people that have a really great following is where I like to go. And so what I'll do is just go to one of their posts where they've had a lot of likes. Usually the comments people make these days are from people that are just trying to get more likes on their own page, and people that are trying to, you know, help each other out and boost engagement. So I don't find that the comments are where it's at. I find that it's in the likes is where you're gonna find most of your people. So going to their likes and then just running through that list of however many, maybe it's a couple hundred, maybe it's 1,000. You should get a good chunk of people within just one of those posts. So looking through that list of likes and just saying, is that my girl or no? Does she have blonde, curly hair, blue eyes, kind of dresses like me or no? You know, is it a man? Pass. Is she clearly like into goth stuff? Pass. Like, I mean, you're kind of just really looking through that list to find more people like you. So very, very plain and simple. Like, that is what you're doing when you're reaching out and when you're trying to grow your following. So for me, I like to spend 30 minutes doing that each day, and I will get around 30 to 60 new people, and I just tally it. I used to write them all down, but that's also a giant waste of time. Please don't do that. I just tally it so that I have a sense of how much work I did during that time frame. I also will time myself. I'll literally say, hey, what's your face? Alexa, hey Alexa, set a timer for 30 minutes. And that forces me to focus. That puts me into grind mode, and I will sit down and not move my butt, not get distracted by, you know, whatever on social media, to just get that done in 30 minutes. And so, like I said, usually between 30 to 60, depending on how distracted I get, finding people. And I get this question a lot, you know, do you follow private accounts or no, and what to do about that? I would say private accounts are absolutely game. If they have like a decent picture, like something about their picture should draw you in. For me, anytime I see a mom with 2 boys, that's an automatic yes if they have a private account, because that's me. I'm a mom with 2 boys. Anytime I see a mom with two boys in her picture, like a little family picture, definitely she's my girl. I'm gonna go follow her and hope for a follow back. I don't track those things. I track them by my notifications, right? We get notified if somebody follows us, and that's how I know that I made an impact on them some way, somehow. So when I see a follow, of course, I'm gonna go back to their page and check out who they are, try to figure out how they found me, but I don't waste too much time on that. I just start with connecting with them. And that is the other big key thing, right? Like, if you're not doing that first part of trying to, first of all, know your avatar really, really well. Second of all, spend the time to find those people, connect with those people, follow people. The 531 method, if their account is not private, if their account is public, and you can do the 531 method, like 5 of their pictures. I pull it back to 3 typically. I call it a 331 instead of a 531, but like 5 of their pictures or so, comment on a couple of them. I like to do 2. I think 3 is a little obnoxious. And then either follow them or shoot them a message. If they have stories, like that is like money. So if they've got stories going on, jump into their stories, message them in some way, shape, or form other than an emoji. Like, we're not going to start a conversation with an emoji. So say something like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Where'd you get that? Whatever. You know, even if it doesn't feel like super genuine, just try to find some way to connect and ask them a question. Oh my gosh, your kid's so cute. How old is he? You know, hopefully that's genuine. You know, hopefully you find that you actually kind of genuinely want to connect with this person. If it's somebody that you're like, oh girl, I could not see us hanging out, then don't waste your time. Like, don't even send a message. You know, feel them out, and if you don't feel like they're your girl, then move on. Honestly, because that's what you're really trying to do, is find your people. So you have to be filling that bucket before you can start inviting people. You have to be building those relationships before you can really start inviting people. You know, just like if you were to, I don't know, meet somebody for the first time and you're sitting there like trying to get to know each other. You maybe have a mutual friend, right? A lot of these people are going to be mutual connections. Maybe you have. You sit down, introduce yourself to each other. You're not going to be like, hey, want to join my boot camp? I mean, maybe you will, but likely you're going to have a couple back and forth conversations with them first. Do you have kids? What do you do for work? Where do you live? You know, are you affected by the coronavirus right now? Super, super easy question to be asking right now, by the way. Like, so are you still able to work? How's that looking for you? How's your family doing with all of this right now? I mean, super, super easy to connect with people right now because we're all in the same boat, right? We all are going through the same thing. So, you know, use that as a conversation piece without being icky, without being like too over the top. But that is something I'm sending to people, is just, oh my gosh, I see that you're a nurse. Are you still having to go to work? Oh my gosh, I see that you're a teacher. Like, are you having to create content and like video chat with your kids, or how is that going for you right now? You know, just really connecting with them. And then depending on the person, you know, however many conversations you have before you're talking about the invite. But the point is that you're bringing people to your page. You should be showing up in your stories every single day. You should be posting every single day, knowing that you're going to have new eyes coming to your page every single day because you're doing this work, right? Every day you're setting yourself a timer for 30 minutes to connect with people. So you're going to have a couple people from that work coming to your page every single day. You have new customers coming to your store every single day. So if you're not in your stories talking about your workouts, talking about your nutrition, talking about how amazing you feel and how it's so great that you can work out from home and not miss a beat, you know, every single day you should be sharing pieces of that so that the new people that come to your page can, you know, stop by and say, oh, this is what she's all about. Cool, I'm in, and they'll stay a little bit longer, or no, they're not interested, and peace out. It drives me crazy when I see coaches like not show up in their stories at a bare minimum. I mean, that is such prime real estate, you guys. Like, most people that are not trying to build a business are not in their stories. So you might feel like everybody's in their stories every day. They're not. They're not. Just mostly it's business owners. It's mostly people trying to connect with other people in the easiest way possible, which is stories. You know, people love watching stories. People love trying to drive that connection with you. And so you've got to show a little bit of the business and a little bit of real life, right? Like, if you've got kids, you know, show a crazy moment during the day. And sometimes it's hard to like think of spur of the moment, but you know, you got to just try to get in the habit of that. Try sharing, you know, a tip a day. You know, we're trying to educate, we're trying to entertain, and we're trying to provide value. Those are the three things that I focus on each day. I'm not a very funny person. I'm not very exciting. Like there's not a whole lot going on in my life, especially right now. But you know, something with the kids, something with the dog, something stupid that I did. I don't know, just trying to share something each day. See if they see. Trying to share something each day that can, you know, hopefully help somebody relate to me, or at least, you know, see that I'm a real person here, just like living a real life, having real life struggles, but powering through. Like, I'll be damned if I miss a workout. Like, I am not a person that misses her workout. And I think that is really important for busy moms like me to know that that is possible. My kids are in hockey. We are usually constantly busy, like literally 6 days a week, 6 nights a week, sometimes 7. And we are, you know, they're in school. We are super busy. And I didn't leave my job until last summer. So I think that's even a little bit harder for me now to relate to people. But, you know, I worked a full-time job before I left and juggled all the things with the kids and still got my workout in every single day. Every Sunday I meal prep and I talk about how important that is and how much that helps me out during the week so that I'm not trying to spend an hour making dinner every single night. You know, easy ways to make breakfasts for the family on Sundays to help, you know, the moms out there get ideas for their kids. So, you know, whatever it is that your avatar is, you should be providing value to that audience and doing a little bit of that every single day. Using hashtags that are going to bring people to your page are great, for sure. You definitely still want to be using hashtags, but doing what I talked about in the beginning of this call of actually putting in the work to reach out to other people, I think is way more powerful than using hashtags. I really do. I can't tell you the last time I sat down and looked at a hashtag for my own personal like use. You know what I mean? I know people do for sure. And, you know, sometimes when I'm looking for a recipe or looking for something, I will, but it is not that often. So, but if I'll tell you, if somebody comes to my page and likes some of my photos, that grabs my attention for sure. So you've got to start, you know, kind of thinking about that. What is making you go to other people's pages? And how are you connecting, or how are other people connecting with you? What is drawing your attention? I have girls from other companies pop in my inbox all the damn time with a long drawn out invite. They don't know who I am. They haven't taken a second to try to connect with me. And it is a major turnoff. Have you guys ever had that? Have you had it recently? Gosh, that is a major turnoff, especially if they're from a similar company. I want to be like, hey girl, did you even look at my profile? It is wide open. It is public. I have 25 stories that you can come see that I am trying to run a business here. I do not want your shake. I do not want whatever it is that you're trying to sell me. So it is, I'm telling you, a major turnoff. So don't be that girl for sure. Spend the time checking them out, seeing who they are. Try to send personalized messages. There's a time and a place for some copy and paste for sure. You know, like a free group that you're running right now to promote healthy living through this quarantine business. Certainly that is an opportunity for you to provide value and for you to invite people to something that is absolutely going to benefit them. And they might say no, and that's okay. You might get some people that really need it. So, you know, I hope that you guys have some sort of group going right now that you're inviting to, that you can provide value. And I really think that some sort of free group, or at least offering that as an alternative, is super, super key right now. You know, when you're popping into somebody's inbox, you know, talking about your free group and talking about whatever paid boot camp you have coming up, you know, throwing them both in there and kind of giving them those options. Okay. So I think mindset is really key. I wanted to share a little story with you guys. So 2 years ago, in March, I sent an invite to a girl who had about 30,000 followers. She was a fashion blogger. She was my girl for sure. We connected. I loved going to her page. I loved seeing her photos. I just like felt a vibe with her. And I just threw out an invite, and she said no at first. And I was like, dang, okay, well, that's all right. I had like 300 followers at the time, guys. I was like literally didn't know what I was doing. And a couple of months later, I was making spaghetti and meatballs in my kitchen. She happened to be doing Weight Watchers for the last like 6 months with no progress or little progress. She had a personal trainer at the time, was not seeing any changes. And she finally came to me after I shared my spaghetti and meatballs with my portion containers and said, okay, you can have spaghetti and meatballs, I'm in. Tell me more about what you're doing. And so this 30,000 follower girl said yes to this 300 follower girl. Like, it is possible. Like, consistency 100%. Sherry is like, she saw me continuing to show up, continuing to do my workouts at home, continuing to get results, continuing to share my food, and that it was, real food. And she got drawn in. She is now one of the top coaches on my team, Lauren, if you guys know her. And she's amazing. And she's totally flipped her fashion blog to a health and fitness nut. Like, she is probably more nutty about this business than I am, which I absolutely love. And her and I are like besties. We talk every single day, and it's just the best thing. Like, this is the gift that you guys have, okay? She went through, trying to get pregnant this whole last year, and I'm going to get emotional, but I was part of that journey with her every single day. And the fact that like her being her 100% healthiest self contributed to her being able to get pregnant, and her looking into like acupuncture and all these things that like solidified what she was doing. Helped her get pregnant. And those are the kinds of relationships that we're looking for. Okay, we're not just looking for Betty Sue, who you could care less about, to try to connect with. Like, we're trying to connect and invite with people that we can actually change their lives and that we can actually become best friends with. So that's all I've got for you guys. I do have one more thing. Is we've all been talking about promoting, like using the ads and promoting some of your posts. Do that too, and make sure you're speaking to your audience again. Right now, people are on social media way more than usual, and it's a really great time to test out an ad on Instagram and to promote yourself. So talk to whoever your coach is about that a little bit more. I know there's some great trainings out there from some of the top coaches in the network, but it's a really great time to play with it and see if you can have some traction with it. Make sure you have a form in your bio that people can come to, or some other way that they can connect with you and get signed up. But I did want to mention that is a really great tool to bring people to your page right now as well. So I'm an open book. If you guys have questions, I am all yours.
That was so good. I love how you just talked about how like your top coach had so many followers, because we find it so intimidating. It's almost like we look for those people who have less followers and who are, easier to talk to, and like, oh, okay, they have less than me, like this will be easier. But it's like, you never know. If they're your person, like just do it. And what's the worst thing they're going to say? No. Okay, not right now. Check back in with you later. And she's your person, which is like, you guys are besties, which is like even better. Do you guys have any questions? I don't think I saw any questions in the chat. It was the people were just like, yes, yes, yes.
So I'm going to ask a question. Nicole, when was the time when you were getting started, when you just felt like you needed to like go to this next level, and like, what did you struggle with, and how did you break through that like mindset barrier of like, okay, I'm a diamond coach, or I'm going for diamond, or just like a major struggle point in your business, and how you went forward in that? And if social media tied into that, or like, I was just talking to one of my coaches, like nobody's responding and they're ghosting, and I'm doing all the things, and like getting through kind of those hurdles.
Yeah, so for me, I mean, it really came down to using the tracker. When I made myself Emerald, and then started like taking it seriously, using my tracker every single day, making time for the business, is when diamonds started happening. And yeah, when you are newly growing your social media, it can be very, very frustrating. You're putting a lot more work in, you're putting a lot more effort in to build your following up, to build trust in people. And that's the hardest thing when you're a new coach and when you're trying to hit those next levels. The beginning of your journey is going to be a lot of warm market people, because those are people that trust you already. So you have to do your best to build that trust, and consistency is huge for that. Just being consistent and showing up in your social media, being a positive light, being somebody that is committed to your fitness and your nutrition. I cannot tell you how many people have come to me and said, I follow so many coaches, but I chose you because you are the most consistent and I feel like I can trust you. And I think you're going to be here long term. And I'm looking for somebody that I can rely on months down the road, years down the road, whatever it is, especially coaches, especially people who are interested in coaching. They want to see somebody who is going to be consistent and take this seriously, okay? Like, you have to treat this like a business, and you have to show up like your top rock star coach is watching you today, okay? Like, I hope you guys showed up today. I hope you show up tomorrow. I hope you show up the next day. Like, at a bare minimum, please be in your stories. I cannot stress that enough. Sometimes I'll miss a post, but like, my profile is pretty peppered with everything that's about me. And if I feel like if I miss a post at this point, one day isn't gonna hurt me. They're gonna see me in my stories though, for sure. So, just being consistent, and again, like, figuring out that your avatar is so powerful was a huge turning point for me too. Again, because I was wasting so much time just trying to connect, trying to like everybody, trying to, track all these things. Like, I feel like the more you understand who your people are going to be and who you are trying to connect with, think about the last few people that signed up with you. Or think about the cold market people that you're chatting with, like people that you're actually having real conversations with, people that are coming to your stories. That's another thing I probably should have mentioned is I really only invite from my stories. So whoever is watching my stories, the first week of every single month gets an invite from me. And I'll go through that like a couple days in the first day of the week. First week of the month, and I will go through and make sure I didn't miss anybody. I've invited people 5, 6, 7, 8 times, whether they've ghosted me or not. And I think getting over that, and once you have some experience and you have your first person come to you, after you've invited them 3 times, then like, okay, I'm ready. Then you finally believe in the no, is it not right now? Because if they're still coming to your stories after you invited them, they're interested, okay? If they don't come to your stories anymore, well, they're not really on your radar anymore, because that's where you're inviting from. So who cares? Maybe they moved on, maybe they're not interested, and that's not a big deal. That's, you're on to the next person. So hopefully that helps answer your question, Sherry, but I think it really is a combination of a few things. Having some tough skin, getting over your damn self, getting used to hearing no, but putting that in the back of your mind, like, okay, she's not ready right now, no big deal, I'll ask her next month, moving on. That's the tough skin that you guys got to grow.
Okay, there are some other questions in the chat. Any tips for transitioning from small talk with a newer person to actually inviting?
I think it depends on what you've got going on. When is your challenge group coming? Are you doing a coach sneak peek? Do you feel like this person really needs workouts? Have you asked them if they work out? Just, you're trying to get to know somebody. Once you see they're starting to follow you, they're in your stories, they're liking some of your posts, that they know that you work out. So I think just like asking them, what do you do for fitness? What do you do for workouts? How do you fit time in for yourself, those very simple questions, just like serve your invite on a platter. Okay, like you have to have a couple conversations just connecting with them and genuinely go to their page. Like if there's somebody that posts consistently, make sure you're going to their page consistently, interacting with their posts. If there's somebody that has stories consistently, make sure you're paying attention and keeping track of them, especially if they're coming to your page consistently. But once you have a couple back and forth questions, I used to tally these out. I would have a tally system next to each person's name that I was chatting with. And after the 5th tally mark, I would just invite. So hopefully those conversations, you're asking questions, you're getting to know them, you're getting to know their situation right now. They're dealing with this quarantine. What are they doing for workouts? It's a super, super simple way to just open the door and kind of see what they say. And then you'll kind of know where to take it from there. Whether it's appropriate to ask them to join your boot camp, or whether you feel like they just really need a free group right now, or whether they're concerned about their income and maybe you can help them make some money. Just kind of depends on where that conversation goes, how you should present whatever opportunity feels appropriate.
Love that. Okay, we have one question from Teresa. Did anyone have any apprehension inviting their family? So back to warm market. And I don't know, Nicole, your story on your warm market, but if you want to touch on that while we're on the call.
Sure. My family was really, really difficult in the beginning. My husband in particular, very, very unsupportive. My sister was extremely unsupportive. So I was just a hobby coach for the first year because of them. I didn't work the business until almost a whole year after, being a hobby coach, until almost a year after, because I let that get to me. But there was a point where I just said, you know what, I love this. This is for me and I'm going to run with it. And I don't care what anybody says, what anybody thinks, I'm just going to go for it. And as soon as some people started joining me and I started being able to help people, I would share that with my husband. I'd be like, oh my gosh, your friend Cody from college, she's a lady, she lost 15 pounds. Look at, I'd show him the messages that she was sending me and I'd be like, isn't that amazing? Like, that's why I do this. Like, I just want you to know that's why I do this. That's why I love this so much. I'm not sharing my half naked body on social media to meet men. By the way, I'm showing it out there to inspire women like your friend Cody, and just like reinforcing why you're doing what you're doing all the time and being excited about it and not trying to hide it, because that was my big mistake when I first started doing it. Was like, oh, I felt kind of weird about it and I knew he wasn't super supportive, so I kind of would do it like in hiding. And yeah, I just kicked myself. Like, if I was another year into doing this consistently, like where my business would be right now would be insane. Like, I cannot wait until next year at this time, because like your business almost doubles yearly when you're being consistent every single day, which is not something that you can get in any other business and any other job in this world, you guys. It is a huge gift. And it's so hard to see that vision when you're starting out and when you're just, struggling to hit Success Club each month. But it is so worth it to put that grind in and to just put your head down and just like be determined and make that your job, that you sign 3 people up every single month and make it your job to find the people. If it's not your warm market right now, find the people who do need you, find the people who will support you. Because when you're hitting emerald and you're hitting diamond, that's when these unsupportive people are like, oh, she's actually helping people. That's cool. Maybe she should help me. It's just like, I can't tell you, like, I can probably picture that moment when I said, F it, this is for me and I'm going all in and I don't care what anybody thinks. And until you have that moment, your business is going to struggle. So you've got to get over it. You've got to get over what your family thinks and asking them for their help. You'll get to that point. When I decided to go emerald, I said, babe, I need to go Emerald today, and I need your social security number, so hand it over. And that is exactly how that conversation went. And he was like, okay. And you know what? Maybe I'm a little more direct, a little more independent, a little more ballsy than some people, but at that point it was just like time to go. It was time for me to make that decision. And then the next person was my sister, the other person who didn't support me for almost a whole year. I said, hey, are you ready to sign up yet? Because I'm ready to run with this and I could really use your help. Boom, done. Like if they can't support you, then what? Like, who are they? You know, like something's wrong with them, not you. So, you know, maybe it's a deep conversation that you need to have with them one-on-one. Maybe they don't understand why you're spending so much time with this. Maybe they don't understand why you're so passionate about this. So help them understand, help them realize like this is super important to you and why. Mm-hmm.
I'm so motivated right now. So fired up, and I can see everybody like nodding their head like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Does anybody else have questions? Guys, her time right here. You have her. Use her.
Wide open book, and ask me anything.
And so you were a hobby coach for a year. I love that. Like you decided, but you were a hobby coach and you let things hold you back. And then there was just a like draw a line in the sand and you're like, I'm deciding to do this. And I need the two people who are closest to me to support me.
Yep.
I did the same thing. I was like, just support me for 90 days. Like I'm serious, but like go all in with me for 90 days, please. And then my confidence went through the roof once I did that. Like I just needed to go Emerald. And then I was like, oh, okay, now I believe, okay. And then you get the first person results and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. Which is super cool.
Yeah, your determination changes too, right? When you sign two people up, especially two people who haven't really been super supportive, you get them on board, that like 10x is your accountability. Like, okay, like I really need to get going. I need to prove to them that I am serious about this and that I'm going to be successful. And that was my motivation, you know, to prove them wrong and to prove all the other people that were, you know, naysayers or whatever, that I was going to be successful with this, and I was. But yeah.
2 years and then Elite. So maybe just like 30 seconds on what Elite is, because we have a lot of new coaches on the call.
Sure. Yeah. So I went Emerald March of 2018. Oh, and that was the other thing I was going to say. It was the launch of 80-Day Obsession. That was what changed my mindset. I had a bunch of people sign up with me and join me and get really good results. And so I hit SC12, didn't even know what Success Club was at that time. Long story short, I had signed up with a different coach. She quit, her coach quit, and I rolled up to Jamie, and Jamie didn't have any clue who I was because I wasn't hitting Success Club. And she has hundreds of coaches. So yeah, I hit Success Club for the first time in January of 2018 because of the launch of 80-Day Obsession, because I was really excited about it. And I get excited about every single launch because of 80-Day Obsession's launch. I want you guys to know that launches are huge for your business, and if you're not getting excited about them, then other people aren't going to get excited about it. You can't just expect people to come to you to do a new program if you're not doing it, if you're not committed, if you're not excited about it. So I went Emerald shortly after that because I was actually helping people get results. And so I hit Diamond a couple months later. And then I went to Summit that summer for the first time and was just so blown away by this company, so blown away by the inspiring stories I heard, by the top coaches of the network that I just felt like, you know, were real people and not like super salesy, icky people, you know, like that's what I had in my mind. You know, I had like all these cutthroat type people in my mind, but they're not. They're moms like me, and they're women like me, and they used to work full-time jobs like me, and it just solidified everything for me. And I told Jamie that I was going to be full-time by the next summit. And again, like saying those vision things out loud and telling people like put so much more fire under you. So I struggled a little bit there from that summer to the end of that year. Was that last year? Times like, no, that was 2018. To try to find business builders, right? Like that's the tricky part after you make yourself emerald, after you can make yourself diamond, is like finding those business builders. And it just comes back to getting people results and then instilling belief in them that they can be coaches too. Providing opportunities for your challengers to help you with your challenge group or whatever you need to instill belief in them that they can be coaches. Like you all know, like who's the obvious people that could be really great coaches, right? When they're in your challenge groups and they're cheering everybody on and they're like posting every single day, and like those are your people, those are your coaches, and you need to believe in them and tell them that you believe in them and provide opportunities for them to help you with like a free group. You know, if you're running a free group right now and you have some rock star challenger, see if she wants to help you with it. See if she wants to invite people to it. Like kind of plant that seed. Right now is a really great time to do that. And that's how you kind of grow those business builders. All of my original business builders, Lauren included, Katie, who's on the call tonight included, they brought me a referral. And I said, actually, why don't you sign them up? I'll help you. You become a coach, you sign them up. I will still coach them. Like, don't worry about that. I'll help you both. But why don't you get the commission? Or, you know, why don't you see what you can do with this? And just like turning it around and like letting them know it's super easy. Like share cart's the easiest thing in the world, and walking them through that and helping them sign up somebody is where I have found my business builders in the beginning. That's really hard in the beginning because you start to lose belief in yourself, right? You start to lose that momentum after you've hit emerald or diamond and you're not getting business builders yet. It takes a few months. Again, it goes back to that building trust and being consistent and showing people that you're going to be around long term, because no one wants to join you if they don't think that you're going to be around. Like that's, again, building trust. So diamond, finally got like Lauren to hit emerald, and then a couple other coaches to hit emerald that year. And then in January, I like looked in the mirror and said, I'm still diamond and I'm supposed to go full time this summer. And I was like, I have been talking to my mother-in-law about how excited I am to go full time this summer. I have told my sister that she's a teacher and she's going to be off work this summer, and I'm going to do that too with her. And again, like talking about vision out loud is super powerful. So I jumped in my team page and I was like, okay, you guys, I haven't shared this with you guys yet, but this is my vision. I want to be a 5-star elite coach this year because it would mean a financial ability for me to leave my job, because I want to have the summers off with my boys and I want to be able to visit my family up north more in the summers. And I want to have that like freedom to work for myself and to build a business with my own hands, you know, and do whatever I want to do with it. And so I had to just like go live and share my heart and let them know what my goal was and why. And then just work even harder, right? I created you know, like a business builders page, and I started doing emerald trainings, and I started to do like Success Club chat pods, and just like everything that I could possibly think of I did, even though I had like zero time. I was so busy. And I remember my chest being so heavy. I used to travel like 4 hours a day, so that was like half of my day of work was traveling. And then I was all over the state of Michigan and Indiana visiting insurance agents. That was my job. And so it's not like you can really build a business while you're driving, right? Like I didn't have a lot of time during my work hours to build a business. So I would stop on my lunch hour and crank out some, you know, messages. And then I would get up at 5 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning to get my workout in, get some messages out, you know, follow my tracker. In the evening, I would spend an hour after my kids went to bed from 8:30 to 9:30 working my business. That's where I put the work in. So it was limited time, but I did everything I could to get organized and to, you know, try to be a little bit better each month, and try to just bring on more people. And my people started coming. You know, I started to get more people joining me, started getting more people seeing how hard I was working and how successful I was, and, you know, sharing more success stories and just like, you know, doing all the things. It was so hard. For 6 months, I, you know, busted my butt, and we hit 5-star in June, I think, June 5th, something like that. And then I left my job July 1st. So yeah, sometimes it's timing, of course. You know, I had 4 girls hit diamond within a matter of a couple months. Literally April, I had my first diamond, and on May 2nd, I had 2 diamonds pop at the same time. And then June, I had my 4th, and then I made my own second business center diamond within like 3 weeks to hit 5-star. So, so yeah, determination, guys. Like, I didn't do a lot of happy hours. I didn't do a lot of, you know, a lot of extra things. I worked my butt off, and I worked early mornings and I worked late nights. If I didn't have my tracker completed, I would stay up until 11, 12 o'clock at night and still get up at 4:30 in the morning. So it's just, you know, you got to find that determination in your heart. Is this really what you want to do? You know, what is your goal? What are you pushing for? And make it happen. Make it happen.
I love that. Love that so much. Does anybody else have any questions for Nicole tonight?
Yes, Teresa, I have the dates that my girls hit diamond on a sticky note in front of me, and I have my goals for 10-star, 2-star in my second business, 15-star, and top 20. I have those dates written down in my goals.
That's awesome. So a lot of you guys need to be listening to that. And like, what date are you going? Emerald. That's next Thursday. Our business week ends at Wednesday night, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you need to be writing that down. That's a decision. It's less of a goal, but it is the first rank in the business. So it's a big deal. And you should remember that date. I love that. You look behind Jen. She's got the notification from Beachbody up behind her, and she's got her her medal behind her. Like, those are big milestones, but you need to write down the dates for that. And what's your diamond date? And if you need to talk to your coach, like what's the team goal and how does that play into the team goal? So I love all of that. I love that you were looking off at and I saw that too, Teresa. I was like, she's got that right in front of her, like when that all happened. So she keeps her why right in front of her. All right. With that, if there are no other questions, Sarah, you want to take us out?
Sure can. No, I think the last thing I want to say is when you said, like, you have to want this. Like, if you really want this, like, you have to put in the work, and it's a lot, but it's so worth it. But yeah, you can't just say, oh yeah, I want to hit diamond, and then kind of sort of not really show up. Like, you have to do it. I just loved that. Anyways, so thank you guys for being on. Nicole, thank you so much. This was an awesome topic, and I think the perfect timing for everyone to hear all of this. So you guys go dive into those people that need us freaking more than ever right now, and just show them love and light. And hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Bye.